Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 own across this bloody hell. It's been some time since I played on this. This is Lost Glider. In the north, it is Elpern, fighting for the Red Army. The Soviet Union coming out stall in here with airborne troop tactics, forming up the 7th Guards Mechanized Corps with airdrop weapons, dropped heavy machine guns, airborne rally points, guards airborne troops, and the Sturmovik rocket runs with infantry KV-1 bulletins and anti-tank gun versus others. PFC, fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the... let's just go with 5th SS Panzer Division Viking here with Overwatch, Scavenge, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces Triple Infantry. Also a very big hearty thanks to Garth and to Marksness for donating and support the Propagandacast with some fairly generous donations there on my birthday. So big thanks to both of you. Little clap here from me. Very much appreciated. Certainly make my birthday a lot more cheery. You too can do as there and follow the example by donating stuff. You of course don't have to do a lot, whatever you can afford, but links in the description. You can always just pledge on Patreon, join the other heroic ranks of those who support me on Patreon. Links are there also in the channel description. Always should comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So we got here heading southwestwards here with the Volksgrenadier East, the Pioneers heading eastwards. Triple comes there for Elpern and the glorious Red Army. Front of it's moving up here. Mercenary guns clenched tightly in their hands, ready to shoot any fascists dead. North here constantly ahead there. In the south, we got the Sturmpioneer advancing. Sturmgewehrs ready to unleash a storm of lead upon their opponents. Barbed wire around here to make it a bit hard for the opponent to use cover as they approach the viewpoint there. Grab an eastern victory point. So far, fairly quiet. Otherwise, not a single shot fired. But soon that will change. Third Force going there for PFC. Sam here by the eastern victory point. Popping in here. Sturmpine's ready. Looks like he's actually waiting for someone to pass the wall here. The VT Elpern is acting a slightly longer way. Perhaps anticipating such a maneuver. And there you go. He does spot the Sturmpine. He is hidden in the shrubbery. I know it, Petrov, never trust the shrub! Constantly ahead, if Sturmpine is pushed back. Folks there, digging in. 4th constable on the way there for Elpern, pushing from the centre into the Fox reserve, waiting for them. Sturmpine is probably going to take advantage of the Fox drawing their attention and try and push in. Taking to the cover to minimise incoming fire there a bit, but no, backs off again. Going to need more support in the centre here, or he risks possibly going to just going to try and sneak about here using the wall, or he's going to move eastwards. Looks like he's going to back off here. Using the Falcon in his head is basically a distraction now for the country in the centre to buy time for his forces elsewhere to have a bigger impact here on Elpern. In east, the Sturmpioneer advancing, Sturmgewehr 45 in their hands, still ready to discharge violent shots that the opponent grabbing the eastern point close to his base there. Falcon moving westwards from the west here, Falcon moving up there. In eastwards here, looking to find whatever's hiding about here and then murder it. These forces retreat. More infantry now concentrating around the centre here, converging to deal with Elpern there. Though he's actually not moving forward. He's trying to catch a Sturmpine. His squad as it's isolated. 4th Fox squad here for PFC. That's a lot of folks going to do that. Most doctrine that could benefit from this would be, I think, Scavenge with the infiltration tactics. Theoretically also for the fundamental Overwatch, but that ability is fairly tricky to get any usage out of, so I would not count amongst them. Scavenge, though, again, infiltration tactics with a lot of focus could lead to a lot of grenades. But there's also Luftwaffe Ground Forces Valiant Assault, if you remember to use that one. Contra being pushed out. Now it's moving in. Sturmpine out in the centre here. Troops moving in from the east and start the cemetery to flush it out. And the entire cemetery is just becoming a war zone, and there will definitely be a lot of people interred into it after today. And they won't have to carry the bodies far. Anyways, weapon drops when they've opened. Opening up for the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Folks moving in and catching the cops out in the open. Even as they try to push the car point. Force them to halt their venture towards the enemy car point there. So far, map control is slightly, I think, favoured here for Elpern versus PFC at the moment. A lot of shots still being exchanged, a lot of men dying here in and around the cemetery. We got the truck there ready for PFC. What will it be? Mechanized or battle group headquarters? Full squad here being assaulted. One hand grenade could have been popped. They've decided not to pop it. Got one conscript now equipped with SVT-40 semi-automatic rifles. Basically a downgrade in the sense of the AVT-36 automatic rifle, but the problem was that rifle was actually too powerful for itself and the recoil would typically break it, so they basically downgraded the rifle and made it into a semi-automatic rifle, if I remember correctly. Little fun fact there. More weapons being dropped in there for Elpern. Fulton sitting out. Around the point there. Fulton Sturmpioneers moving in. firing away with SVT-40s. Definitely a problem there for PFC's infantry, as that definitely gives the conscripts a bit more of a punch. Fun fact, the SVT-40s actually meant to be like the main rifle of the Soviet army, but World War II happened before the Soviets had sufficient production to actually equip all of the infantry with it. So the most in the guard stayed the mainstay, and they would just hand out the SVT-40 wherever they could. So for example, you had like naval infantry battalions in Sevastopol, for example, in 1941-42. For example, they equipped heavily with the SVT-40s, for example. It's a little fun fact there. More SVT-40s being dropped here for Elpern. Complete shot with the Sturmpionier. So yeah, Elpern is quickly upgrading his men. That's definitely going to make a bit more friendly to the Volksgrenadiers and the Sturmpionier. Mechanized retina there ready. We'll have to see. Might be a look smart with Puma here for PFC. Elpern is already getting ready for whatever might come, and he's getting assist 3 divisional field gun. Moving in to grab more. There we go. SVT-40s. Additional fun facts: the Germans would use captured examples of SVT-40, then base their own design of the G43 on, as the G41, which was the predecessor of the Gewehr-41, had some issues, I believe, they weren't keen on it, so they went for the SVT-40 design, basically how it's, I think it was this gas discharge or something, to basically create the G43 off. Little fun fact, that's one. That's basically sort of how, like, you know, throughout World War II, a lot of the armies, you know, look to the other armies, you know, stole designs, tactics, and whatnot. So, little fun fact there. Continuing straight towards the western fuel point here. Fortunately shot to bits is... Well, not to bits. There's engineers holding up. They can still be nasty. Sis 3 divisional field gun ready. 4th SVT-40 here dropped in. You can even technically equip his engineers with it, but I don't really see much doing that because you typically just want flamethrowers on them anyways. But you can... I think you can actually equip SVT-40s and flamethrowers on them now that I think about it, but most people just tend to prefer having flamethrowers on them. Focus with the conscripts. Moving from the north here, but again, good harassment here for Elpern. PFC meanwhile yet to be able to harass Elpern in return, so in this regard, this actually gives Elpern a slight fuel advantage. PFC makes Elpern pick up what he wants to. We do get looks on the way there. Like the Aufklärungspanzer. Volksman's moving headed back up to Sturmpionier. Controlling building might be in a trouble. Spot there. Troublesome, not troubly. Being flanked here, they're caught in a bit of a wedge there. Field controls bombard here. There we go. Sets up for that. First shot there, rampages, does a lot of damage, knocks over a lot of petunias, but no Germans, though it does force them to evacuate the position, exposing them to Soviet infantry fire. German pioneer squad retreated before it gets wiped, looks almost done here for PFC, got Fallschirmjägers on the way there. Some elite Luftwaffe infantry, landing straight on the field point there, a sneaky maneuver there by PFC, opponents occupy on the west, then he drops them in the east. Looks almost done there for PFC. German pioneer squad almost... Oh, he cancels it just before he finishes and goes to the Puma instead. Interesting choice there. Possibly worried about the fast T-70 here from Elpern. And the fact he has no anti-tank weapons, so interesting choice there. Interesting choice there. Got the fuel pond ready, neutral, moves on. Not going to try and grab, not going to try and hold it, just wants to harass and slow down Elpern, force him to divert forces from the west towards the east, which then allows forces here in the west to make better progress. So, tactically and strategically there, a nice move there, I think, by PFC in the east. 234-2 Puma almost done. German pioneers reinforcing. Falcons advancing on the centre. And we got other squads on the west side here. Back in open space. Nothing further on, no tech yet. There you go. 234-2 heavy armoured car. Now there's a total of 4 variations in the 234 heavy armoured car. You had the Puma, which is the 50mm gun version, which was actually the second version of the armoured car. You had one with this 20mm gun, similar to like the 222, for example, in the looks. That was much more common. And then, as they retired the Puma pretty fast because of where it made the crews too bold to have a 50mm gun, they actually created versions with a PaK-40 mounted on a 75mm cannon and sort of more fixed turret. Well, no turret actually, just sort of more fixed casemate version to act as support weapons. Little fun fact there, by the way. Little fun fact. Falling back here in the west.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Grab the eastern part with the Fallschirmjäger. Elpern advancing on the centre. Got tech there back in the base for Elpern and the Red Army. Tankowy Battalion Command there up for the glory of Kromlech-Stalin. More Fallschirmjägers. We've got 2 Fallschirmjäger squads here for PFC versus a heavy conscript build. Not a bad choice at all. Not a bad choice at all. Though certainly having them upgrade with the SVT-40s do make them more formidable opponents there for PFC's Fallschirmjäger. But still, having a lot of Fallschirmjägers out as a conscript build is a pretty good idea. They're right here in the west, so they do find themselves outnumbered already. So they're going to need some support, I think, there. There's all the conscripts of the SVT-40s. So advance up the eastern side. T-70 halfway down there for Elpern. I don't think he's seen the Puma, heard it. Would he still go for the T-70 did? I mean, might still, but, you know, it's certainly a bit more dangerous. And these two fights to the conscript there, getting a few ambush hits in there. They find around the centre. He does continue with the T-70 despite not knowing there's a Puma on the field. So, either he doesn't care, or he doesn't feel like he's got a choice anyways. Or he decides, well, doesn't care, but basically thinks it's still better to have a T-70 on the field than not having one. So there you go, T-70 light tank out the Elpern, the Red Army. Sturm Pioneer very close to the T2. Flareman goes off there again. Good harassment by Elpern. I've really been on top with this harassment versus PFC so far. Flare mines as well there. Even if the enemy's close, he still sneaks in a few mines to further try and disrupt PFC. Cheeky. 5 still got 5 to flank up, but they can hop by the T-70. Pretty much, I think, basically putting a stop to that. Though at the same time, get out the field gun. That'd be huge here for PFC. And a big problem for Elpern. He almost got the Sturmhouse Walk. There we go. Got a white thumbs up. Elpern fights with grounded, and the field gun is still operable. And a damage engine the Puma as well here. Pretty good here for Elpern, I think. Got a white and disabled the Puma at least for a brief while. Without any really suffering any significant losses. So this has been a fairly decent engagement there for Elpern. Flareman goes off. That he saves the fight from being blasted through the foot. He's engaging the Volksgrenadiers. PFC's in the target spot. Hits a mine there with the Volksgrenadiers. Gonna have to fall back from in the east. So now he's obviously trying to get the point. He hits flare mines again. Almost hits a mine. In fact, there's a lot of mines here from Elpern all over the place. Thumbs up. Panzerfaust here. Oh, we get guards airborne out here from Elpern, arriving on the opponent's flank retreat path here. Oh, almost got a wipe on the Volksgrenadier squad. Adding the PPSH-41 submachine gun package. Very potently on the Soviet paratroopers, the guards airborne. Definitely a problem there for the Volksgrenadiers, so thankfully they need upgrade in time. They're probably doing white. Also equipped with the RGD 33 Fragmentation Grenade, and also have access to the Sturmwix Strafing Run as a call-in. Quickly falling back towards the carve point. Good play there. Get access to a tactical assault ability of their own, which is obviously really good. Plus the access to the RGD-1 Smoke Grenade. Even faster. I mean, they have an awful lot of abilities for elite infantry, really. North here, fights makes hiding up. Conscript moving on them. Pull moves in, engages, there you go, smoke screen off. Very nice there. And routed with heavy losses, still cut off PFC's fuel income again, slowing down his tech further and giving up more time to actually, you know, get our armor ahead of PFC here. Far up north here, Volksmagas losing out to the conscripts. That was really bad there for PFC. I'm not sure how that happened. That was really good like that for Elpern. T-7 in the center, Puma to an issue, back up with the field gun. PFC can't quickly on the Puma deal with it. He needs to like either launch a flank attack from here or there to deal with the field gun. He needs to like get some attempt to find smoke, but he's gone for a mechanizer, so he doesn't have access to smoke. That said, pokes the T-7 a bit too far into the cemetery, allowing the Puma to snipe at it from the edge here. Oh, but also seems to over to a flank here. Could I think go for a deeper flank, but he made right about mines in that path here. Volkswagen's close to being murdered out here. Oh, there we go, using the church to flank me up. Which just makes it all seem a bit weird, but details. Still, push here seems to succeed actually. Sheer numbers overwhelming Elpern, who lacks suppressive firepower to stop the infantry advancing. T-70 getting panicked by allowing the Puma to finish off here. A good push here, slightly costly for PFC. They're going to wipe up at least to take out the T-70. Could even possibly get the field gun with their luck. And it could get the T-70 Puma, could bloody well hit it. There we go. Field gun also looks to be in trouble here now. So there we go. Big tactical winning for PFC, leaving Elpern in a pretty prickly position. We got the countering about here, but Fox was there forgotten inside the church disc on the way there. Field gun being held off. Puma needs to be careful. There's a lot of mines there. Trying to hold it all away there. That gets reinforcing healing. Got the guards airborne pushing forward into the cemetery there. And we got counter on the retreat path here, hoping to get some wipes in PFC's forces. 2 thumbs up to that. Good play there by Elpern. Really good maneuver play. Another Fox support moving in here. Catching the counter in negative cover. I think PFC should honestly just at this point consider taking up for the Schwerpunkt quarters just to unlock the second set of FT-42s there on the Volksmagas, as that would give them a significant firepower boost versus all of Elpern's troops, which have been definitely upgraded as well. Guarding RGD-33 off against Volksmagas into nice damage. Still being pushed back, got a wipe there. Need to retreat the Volksmagas soon. While he used the aim shot, which can also be used to actually snipe infantry. And can that way be used to wipe out a squad if you sort of get a good hit on the retreating infantrymen that's left on the squad there. So thumbs up the PFC. Not a usage you see a lot of, and doesn't always work, but it does increase your chances of getting that wipe in there. So, nice play there, PFC. Nice play. Courage with advancing forwards there. Taking a few hits there from the machine gun and the main gun. From there, landing some great kills. Constant around it. No further take here for Elpern. Definitely I think so because they get that up soon. We also got the Disca, which will also be of great help versus PFC's infantry, obviously. Even the Puma. Nice not take yet there for PFC though. Oh, there we go. Schwerer Wehrmacht-Schlepper. Field gun east here. Ready to blow apart any Soviet armor. Plotting ahead there. Enforcing healing. Puma being fixed up. Oh, he cancels the truck? Am I seeing this correctly? Yeah, he cancelled it for some reason. No idea why. Definitely a bit risky if he doesn't take up soon enough. I mean, obviously can't get any armor anytime soon due to good harassment by Elpern, but even then, again, just getting access to like FT-42s on your Fallschirmjägers I think would be a very good thing to consider. Meanwhile there, Elpern can start turning out the T-34s from the 6s, churn them out in great numbers. Puma can help with that, plus the field gun wouldn't be a bad choice either, though I would probably recommend holding that back for a 4th member just to make it a bit harder to clear out for the Soviets. Got some flare mines down there. Thumbs up to Elpern. Very consistent mining ability. Very good. Very consistent. 2 thumbs up there to Elpern. Conscript Guards Airborne heading westwards here. Submachine guns are already backed up by a nice line of rifles. PFC's forcing the church. They're looking a bit endangered. Fox is functioning in there as well. Catching the Guards Airborne pretty bad. Probably got a grenade off here. On the exit of debate into it. He doesn't take the bait though. Good work there by PFC. Good. When Fox on the other side here, catch the concept. Got Disco there. Defending the field bomb here with severe force. PFC routes Elpern's infantry. Back here, nothing further going on there for PFC. Still no sign of a truck, no sign of attack. The gears routed, quickly falling back in the face of the fascist advance. Fighting with something down here in the centre. Gears in a bit of a troublesome position. T-34 from 6 worth of Elpern. Probably should keep their field a bit more supported, and I think he realises begins pulling it back. Okay, good choice there. Also worth noting, PFC has not gone for the machine guns. Might want to consider that, since some suppressive firepower would be great. Goes for like Kettenwerfer. Obviously wants more to tank weapons. Don't fault him that. Probably should treat those before they get wiped. Troops grabbing points here. Oh, they actually won that fight. Oh, Bang Grenade gets a wipe. A Sting Leather Tail next lost 2 con squads, but now down to just 2 and a Guards Airborne troop squad there. Pretty good there for PFC, who still has, in fact, a ton of infantry. He's got a full 4 Volksgrenadiers, the 2 Fudgemans, and the Strumponies for a total of 7 infantry squads. That is quite a bit of infantry, which actually gives him good map control now. There's an Elpern who has not a lot of infantry. Of course, if he can't get out of tanks, he might be able to turn this around against PFC, but that said, there's also potentially for high manpower bleed for PFC if he's not careful. So he has to manage his infantry wisely. Conscripts Airborne moving up here. T-34 6 are loading in here for Elpern and the Red Army. Floating about here, Conscript Guards Airborne there. Healing themselves up a bit. Far up north, engineers moving forward. So another T-34 from 6 already on the way here for Elpern. Puma snipes in there, but being flanked by the T-34. Need to fall back before they get extinguished like a flame. Seeing the Puma, need to capture that too close to the conscripts. That could be the end of the Puma pretty fast. 8 kills there. Fighting folks moving up here, catching the conscripts in a bit of awkward position. The Fallschirmjägers haven't been fully enforced. Schwerplankos fun going up there on the car point close to the field point. Sneaking up there and popping another RGD-33. Oh, had expected to move through there, but they did not. Still falling back here. Quick route there, 2 kills in the Guards Airborne. Puma moves in, field in trouble. But we got fighting folks in the cemetery. Great on the Guards Airborne. Grenade off, damaging the Puma, allowing the T-34 to finish it off. Engine damage, a stinging prop blow hit to PFC, And the Pumas down now. The guards able to catch the field gun, which hasn't been fully reinforced still, and quickly exterminate the crew, leaving no survivors. Fox is being decimated by the T-34 from 6. Fights Megas need to get out of there fast before they get an eye on themselves. Popping a blend cap behind the conscripts before retreating right through their own smoke. Oh dear, that's not a good move. Fox is still passing in from the north. Could maybe pop tactical assault to increase the chance of wiping the Volksjägers there, but I understand not doing it. Just moving up here, large Volksjägers fought late by some Volksjägers. Jumping around as the T-34 charges through the smoke. Guards airborne standing about, routed by the sheer number of Soviet infantrymen, but only just one Lakedman. For PFC is certainly in a pretty position versus all of these T-34s. Guards airborne, all being bobbed out here. Can he get the white? Doesn't pop into the church. Get a full volley there. Perhaps a missed opportunity. Lakedman taking a hit down the T-34s from 6, losing its western fuel point. PFC continues to suffer the pressure of Elpern and is very solid map control. Elpern going for a future rocket launcher for a bit of artillery support here. A very nice idea there, I think. Fox is moving westwards. Sandbagging there. Moving westwards to the Volksgrenadier, going the western fuel point back. Going for a Panzer IV Model J. Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J. T-34s in good need of repairs because of the second one. First one. We're over there. Close veterans 1. Panzer IV Model J, they're slowly arriving. Grand Western Victory Point. We've got 404 versus 268. Also worth knowing this is technically 2 airborne doctrines versus each other. So there, I guess. Keep it for advancing, catching the folks out in the open. Popping into the building for safety. Panzer IV almost on there for PFC. Losing the eastern victory point to the conscripts.
Forces are capturing our supplies. Ready for orders.
There we go. Panzer IV Model J ready. No sun upgrade yet for the Volksjägers. Guards able almost good to go. Still could do with more infantry though. Maybe another Guards able squad could actually take him a bit further here versus PFC. Fox on the fire. Panzer coming westwards here, catching to the Fox by the western point. Getting shot to bits out in the open. Close to the conscripts have the advantage of the Volksgrenadiers. Pack for the rise, which definitely ruins whatever advantage they had. However, briefly. Could choose your rocket launcher ready there for Elpern, and the West Team conscript will taken out with the Panzer IV Model J. Could upgrade the Volksjägers with FD-42s more. Of course. You could also upgrade the Panzer IV. Well, the pinlight machine gun, I think 2 more FD-42s gave us more firepower for PFC total. Keep them at the centre, backed up engineers, flamethrowers and minesweepers at the ready to serve the greater cause. Panzer IV may charging through the walls of the cemetery, masonry all over the place. Got it on the guards airborne in the church, not doing a lot, but you know, sure shot them. Units being shot to bits here by the Volksgrenadiers, Steel Pines, Volksgrenadiers arriving here. Heavy fighting, the cemetery is just about to heat up again. Field gunning and moving in as well, the tanks arriving. Guards airborne in the church, shot bounce off the Panzer IV's armor. Field Volksgrenadiers moving, and there we go, Katyusha rocket launcher, barraging this German infantry force retreat here. Guards airborne, the caught by the Schwerpanzer borders. Taking some losses. So technically, with this, there's also a path here for helping just a pair of field guns firing from in here, destroy the Schwerpanzer borders. So not without a risk side here, potentially long term for PFC for that one. Got being shot to bits here by the T-34 from the 6. Panzer shoots misses. Field gun does not. Backhead troops reinforcing healing for Elpern and the Red Army. Backhead troops reinforcing healing. Fights making westwards. Okay, knocked up a huge cloud of dust there for some reason. Need to fix up the Panzer IV. T-34 on the move here for Elpern. far. The Ken hit down T-3476. Also being blasted to bits out in the open. Shots being fired. Closer there was the guards airborne. Close detail on those chaps. They could do more infantry for open. They could also do more armor, to be honest. Almost rifling touch by wiping it out. So finally, both fighting control temperature with condition making 42 to increase their firepower significantly less than infantry. They're obviously nothing against the armor. T-54 grabbing the Panther 4 here. Right next space, immobilized. And going to use this opportunity to call in the rocket run and take out the Panther 4. PFC desperately tries to dodge it and narrowly does so. Other T-54 forming in field and also engaging in the scrap hunt called Kachuja Bear, training down dead. T-54, they're knocked up. There's still the other one. There's still the other one. The Kenner's turning it, getting a hit. Scrap hunt quarters almost half health. Schwarzenegger's in trouble. Engineers charging forwards. Panther 4, still health and finally knocked out. Engineers drive to the Kednev trying to take out the T-54. Field in still trouble. Some element there. We got the constant in the church currently and hardly able to clear it out. Sturmpanies are going for it, trying to protect their Schwab Panther quarters. T-34 looks like it might just escape here. Sturmpanies trying to deal with the field and they can't do it fast enough. Guards airborne swiftly moving in there. Needs more troops there. And he can't get them in there. Most of the troops are dead there. Got Foxtrot's flanking in, but they get blocked by a unit in the church. Schwab Panther quarters about to get knocked out, and the T-34 successfully escapes its daring raid here on PFC's Panther 4. And he's about to lose his Schwab Panther quarters as well. Or does he? Yeah, he does. He's got to lose, right? Yeah, finally went down there, punished and lost a Foxtrot squad here. Heavy losses there to PFC. A brutally well-executed attack there by Elpern, leaving PFC gutted. With heavy losses to show for it, and only really losing a single tank himself in the process, which is a fairly good trade-off. All things considered. Took out a Panther 4, took out a Schwab Panther quarters, wiped the full Scandinavian squad. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Another trial away there for PFC. Guessing a comfortable Hauptquartier here. Wants to set up for some medics and possibly King Tiger, though. I mean, no matter what, though, if he wants to go for him, it's still going to take him forever to get, so, you know, doesn't really matter at this point. Problem is, he's going to have to, like, hold the line until then. Against an onslaught of tanks here from Elpern. 371 versus 219. Try on the way there for PFC. Being shot to bits by the T-34 from 6. Got the BM-13 Kitty's rocket drop, firing rockets into the base here of PFC, looking to get some kills here. Rockets though all pretty much miss. Did some damage, but looks like no real casualties there. The Ken's ready to meet the T-34 there. Taking down to half of in a matter of moments. Could actually wipe it out here if he's unlucky. Yup, knocked out there. Small window for PFC. Shattering one Soviet tanker. And his tank. That said, he still has more tanks to go. PFC, if possible, should definitely salvage the tank wreckages. Whatever wreckage there otherwise might be. Another Katyusha here for Elpern. Interesting choice there, but he's clearly not concerned about armor. And probably thinks he just goes to Katyusha and shatters his opponent with that, and he's not going to have to worry about any additional armor here from PFC. Schwarzenegger's routed. Worth noting, PFC's not really done much in these except like those few Schwarzenegger drops. He's been surprisingly light on the east side of the map there. Compared to Elpern has been much more better like in terms of map control initiative here than PFC. Guards charging the folks. Sturmpod's got suppressed with the Dishka. And routed here from his own car fight. PFC situation is quite grim. Calling a strafing run here. Cheeky Elpern. Something got shot down. Oh, he lost a Katyusha to a mine. There's a mine down here from PFC, and he apparently eventually drew into it with Katyusha. Not very often see Katusha taking that by a man like that, by the way. First go back with the other Katusha though. Giving up the T-34 from 6, pushing down to half health. Taking out that Katusha is a small win here for PFC for sure. Does slow down Elpern's plan, but doesn't really get PFC, I mean, out of the mess he's currently in either particularly well, but it at least ensures he does like sink deeper into it. Belgrade calls up there for PFC for Germany. Die Kampfgruppe Hauptquartier. Definitely gets some nice in the front grenadiers. Got the centre there. Schwarzschiff was around the east. Halfway to Western T3. Another T-34 was there for Elpern.
Close air support is available.
Fallschirmjäger, Stirnpony, attacking the country. Got 23 kills on them. Tom, yeah, then we got 12 the guards airborne. Popping grenade home, they retreat into it, but Elpern never took the fail. We actually set up a mine though. I guess it's ended up doing a bit of good. They almost got the conscious. Jump has wiped the old solution of the conscious well. They've left him with just 2 infantry squads. I'm surprised Elpern still hasn't gone for a bit more infantry perhaps, but at least for now 3 minimum does work, and he has also been able to bleed out PFC of a lot of his infantry, though they have primarily been Volksgrenadiers and not the Fallschirmjägers. Grenade off here, and oh, he almost walked into it there. Lots of mind games with these grenades. Bomb grenade off.
We have a new T-34.
Another T-34 from 6. And so the way they're chucking the grenades just highlights, like, they're trying to predict where the opponent's going to move once they see the grenade, you know, being chucked. That's a bit interesting, worth noting there. T-34 from 6 number 2 ready, Katusha forwards. Oh, sick boy. Don't worry, Petrov, the fascists don't have anti-tank weapons this far forwards. Don't you? White. That's 2 Katushas down. 1 to a mine and another to a Kettenwerfer. That said, PFC still has a long way to go. Onto this point, he might have been off just trying to churn out a bunch of Pumas to support his infantry versus the armor, and that way push back Elpern. I think he's actually gone for that instead of trying to like go for a battle headquarters, maybe stall for King Tiger. I think PFC might be in a slightly better position than he currently is. That is just conjecture at this point, I suppose. Ground western point of the fight makes about 240 versus 219.
We need to re-establish our supply lines.
He's been shot based by the Volksgrenadiers.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. Yes,
Fox being pursued by the T-34s. Ooh, nice hits there. Very most important for the Fallschirmjäger. Quick hit on the T-34s from the Kettenwerfer for Fallschirm in alongside the Volksgrenadier. Meanwhile, Elpern just keeps churning out those T-34s and 6s. I mean, PFC's just trying to deal with the severe numbers that his opponents like just throwing at him at this point. And like the idea of going for a King Tiger at this point, I think it's just not going to happen because Elpern is just so consistently, so efficiently hitting the carve point. He can't even get any fuel going. So I really think you just go for a bunch of Pumas because get a pair of Pumas out, and I think it actually somewhat threaten the T-34s and the 6s in return. But the question at this point is, can he even get that many Pumas out in time and actually keep the large build-up sufficient numbers? But I still argue that it might be PFC's best bet, rather than trying to hold out for King Tigers. And again, the Pumas have a bit better range, and that way could maybe cut down the T-34s and slowly beat them in opponent to death. Got another T-34 though. Got another one.
The enemy has destroyed
Guards able to pass the wreckage. Look at the wreckage of that fascist tank. That's one of ours, Petrov. Oh, I mean, how terrible. Oh, full in trouble there. Almost wiped out. More wipes, I think, on PFC. It looks like the Sturmpani's finally bit the dust. Bit the bullet. Another unit wiped out there. Guards airborne cleaned out those Volksgrenadiers. The stinging blow there to PFC. Things are really falling apart at this point. Fucking shot bits out in the open here. Fights most of the guards airborne. Panzerfaust on the T-34. A Kempton forts into the field gun barrage. They're getting blasted into oblivion. Blend cover there to force out the guards with the cover. Nice throw there by PFC. Thumbs up. It definitely seems like he is somehow fervently hoping he can get out of King Tiger, but it really suggests I think we're churning out some Pumas to try and use that. There you go. Second guards airborne squad out here for Elpern. T-34 knocked out. Got him in 40. TPSH-41's on the way.
Has been lost in the defense
We
of
got
our frontier.
136 versus 219. Fast to make us out it. PFC situation is looking highly dubious, but again, he seems determined to get out the King Tiger, though again, having gone for a bunch of Pumas sooner would probably have helped him a lot more. But that's just me. We got 115 versus 219. 112. And the cannon rate of going, I mean, it's going to take him a long time to get the King Tiger, at least 10 minutes, or close to 10 minutes. And I don't think he's going to hold out that long. With how little he's got left. 100 points. 97. Falcon squad wiped out, and with that he's down to just 2 infantry squads and 2 Raketenwerfers. There's, yeah, no chance in hell now. PFC's renders a victory there for Elpern. Some really good play by Elpern in this match. Great use of his units, abilities, and whatnot. PFC meanwhile struggled. They didn't focus on use Van der Assault. And I feel like, you know, mismanaged thing to then. Also, I think he had a shot if he'd just gone for Pumacy at the late game to just see with the T-34s, then push it, use them to cover the infantry. Maybe even gone for a look to like then back them up versus the enemy infantry. I think if he'd done it, PFC might actually had a shot here, but that's just me. Hope you enjoyed this match though. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell a friend to tell a family. We're doing channel these. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.